All right, everybody, how's it going? It is Thursday, September 9th, 2021, and it is the first day of the NFL season. I hope you're all ready and happy and excited that we're finally ready for kickoff and all that fun stuff. Hold on, I got a burp. All right, there we go. We're good. All right, sorry about that. That was disgusting. But anyway, we're at the NFL playoff predictions part of my predictions. Pretty much the last one. Then we'll put the awards one out later this afternoon. It'll be done before kickoff, so no worries. So these are the teams that'll make the playoffs. If you've been following the little series, you kind of should have an idea of who's going to be in the playoffs, except for the wild card spots. So we'll get that started right away here, and let's jump into it. Might as well. The number 7 seed would be the Miami Dolphins to me. I think there's like 4 teams I have with a 10-7 record, so picking this team wasn't the easiest decision, but I kind of just went with like flipping a coin and kind of like, again, for these playoffs, this is so hypothetical because it's like, well, in order for these playoff predictions to be correct, I have to be correct about like what teams finish and yada, yada, yada. So like, again, if I don't pick your team or your team's not in, don't get all upset about anything. So, that would be silly. And then we have the Colts making it at 11-6. They were no doubt about it with everyone else finishing basically 10-7. They made it in. The 5 seed I have as the Patriots. They win 11-6. So again, they make the playoffs. So I have basically 3 AFC East teams making the playoffs this season. I do think that is a large possibility based on the fact that they have some of the easier schedules in football. At 4, we would have the Tennessee Titans. They obviously would be in the playoffs as they won the AFC South at 12-5. And then the Browns would be the 3 seed at 12-5. The 2 seed would be the Buffalo Bills. And obviously, if you've were paying attention, Kansas City Chiefs would be the 1 seed at 14-3. So that would be my AFC 1 through 7. Obviously, for Wild Card Weekend, 2 plays 7, 3 plays 6, and 4 plays 5. 1 gets the bye. They kept that from last season. Let's go over to the NFC teams that made it in. We've got the Seahawks at 10-7. Yes, sir. That means Seattle made it in. That's quite a few NFC West teams. I already figured that they're putting 3 in, so it is what it is. There just wasn't. I think they were like the only other team. I think then the Minnesota Vikings were the only other team with the 10-7 record. It's kind of like the NFC seems very top heavy. Like the division winners seem good, and then after that it gets kind of weird and a little. The scales tip hard outside of the NFC West. That's kind of how it views. And then we have the 49ers. Obviously, they were going to make it. They win 11-6 and finish second in their division. Most of these guys are like second place finishers. So that's those are my wild card teams for the NFC. The 49ers, Vikings, and Seahawks. We have the Cowboys winning the NFC East at 11-6. You would have paid attention. You know that. Green Bay wins the NFC North at 13-4. The Rams win the NFC West at 13-4 as well, and the Bucs also go 13-4. Like I said, I feel like this is a very top-heavy conference that kind of thins out real quick. Whereas, like with the AFC, hold on, you get a more varied of like 11-11. I feel like that was like that last year, where like a 10 or 11 win team missed the playoffs. Wild card weekend. Here we go. Let's start it off. First, we're going to do like the 7 versus the 2s versus the 7 versus, So it'll be the first one's the NFC, then it'll be AFC, then NFC, AFC, NFC, AFC. Just so you're aware of how this looks out. It'll be the Seahawks playing the Rams, the 7 versus the 2. A lot of division matchups happen during wild card weekend, and I did not intend for that to happen. That was just how it played out with the seeding. I have the Rams winning. I feel like McVay does quite well against the Seahawks, and if everything is working well for the Rams, everything is working well for the Seahawks, everything's healthy and good. I feel like McVay does fairly well against the Seahawks, and I feel like that would continue in the playoffs. I feel like the Rams are going to be a dangerous team. Stafford's going to be playing at a high level if they get to this point, so I do like the Rams to beat the Seahawks in a pretty close game, 3-point game, 27-24. Again, this is in a perfect, everything's perfect. I do see Miami making the playoffs as a 7 seed. They would have to play Buffalo. Again, I don't know how all these division ones happen. And I see Buffalo winning 28-17. Though, and it's not that I don't think Miami's going to play well. I just kind of think they might choke a little bit, and the stage might be a little too big for them. Kind of can happen to first run playoff teams, and that that might just be their fate this season with them. It's just running into whoever the 1 or 2, Buffalo or the Chiefs. That's going to be a brutal game for the 7th seed. And like I said, oh, that's not yet. All right. Let's see. The Cleveland or the Colts will then travel to Cleveland and play the Browns, in which it would be I have a very close game. The Browns escape with a field goal type win, 23-20. Very defensive oriented. I can imagine a scenario where defenses both score touchdowns or one each, maybe. I don't know, maybe 2. But yeah, I could see this being a defensively led game in which you just kind of think like, which offense are you going to trust more? If the Browns go 12-5, they're probably having a really good offensive year as well as good defensive. So I would kind of trust Cleveland a little bit more. They have that year of experience of like having the heartbreak in the playoffs. That means something. I feel like they I don't think Carson's really ever played in the playoffs, right? No, he did it against Seattle, right? And they broke him. Oh yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Browns either way. It's another division matchup that I really did not intend on happening. This is just that seeding is weird. Minnesota plays Green Bay. I have the Packers winning. I don't think Kirk Cousins is very good in primetime games, big games, clutch games, big moments. And the playoffs would just be an extension of that. He's starting to do a little bit better in like primetime games, but like this isn't the stage for Kirk Cousins, man. And that's basically, it's hard to pick the Vikings in a stage like this. They'll probably be good though. I also think that their defense might get kind of beat up on a little bit, especially since they're a younger team. It feels like the Vikings are like young outside of Kirk Cousins and like Thielen. and Everson Griffin. Other than that, it feels like they're a young team, and that inexperience might get to them a little bit. And Cook, I guess. Like I said, if the Patriots make the playoffs, they're a first-round exit, and that's what we have them as. I have the Titans beating the Patriots. It's as silly as this may sound. My biggest issue is going to be the Patriots' offense. I think their defense will do just fine. That's why I have it as a 7-point game. But last time this happened, we didn't fare very well against the Titans, and I don't know if we'll fare very well against them again. I guess we'll find out in the regular season how we'll do with that. It's going to be Mac Jones. He's probably going to struggle in that first playoff game. Hard to pick a rookie to win. So I'll take the Titans over the Patriots 24-17. This would be the highest scoring one to me. It would be the Cowboys and 49ers playing each other, kind of a mini rivalry game. I would take the Cowboys. I would take the 49ers as the only team to get an upset technically over one of the teams that have a higher seed. So basically I picked all the higher seeds. I know that looks bad, but it's kind of just like, well, all those teams at home have huge home advantages as well. Cowboys do, but if the Cowboys get in, I feel like they're a first-round exit. Any team that wins the NFC East feels like a first-round exit. Plus, like the Cowboys, the 49ers, this would mean their defense is playing well, offense is playing well, and I don't really trust the Cowboys defense. So I'm gonna go with 49ers. All right. If you don't see the team on there, that means they lost. It'll be the Titans, Browns, Bills, and Chiefs playing in the divisional round. In the NFC, it will be the 49ers, Green Bay Packers, Rams, and Buccaneers playing in the divisional. Let's go to that. We have the Titans playing the Chiefs. I have a high-scoring affair in which it could be classified as a shootout, kind of. We'll have the Chiefs beat the Titans 35. Oh, shit, I think I put 2 spaces between City and Chiefs. That's distracting. But I have the Chiefs beating the Titans 35-31. I don't know. The Titans defense is going to be their Achilles heel all season. Like, I do think they're going to be a good team, but they're going to be in a lot of high scoring games, it feels like, for either team, and they're probably just going to win because they got better offense. This is a team they're going to run into. They probably can't just win with better offense. So give me the Chiefs just because of that situation. Feels like if the defenses show up, I think the Chiefs defense is probably a little bit better than the Titans. They've got way more experience than the Titans doing this in these kind of games. So give me the Chiefs. Very similar situation to the experience thing I just said about the why the Chiefs would beat the Titans. The Bucs would beat the 49ers. While I do think the 49ers would be good, and they have a lot of not as much with the 49ers, the experience thing. They have a Super Bowl together, basically. They played in one anyway. I don't know what the offense is going to be, and the Buccaneers defense last playoff run kind of woke up and went absolutely crazy. And if they did that again this season, the 49ers may be in for a world of hurt, because like they'll be able to take out the run game and then force Jimmy G or Trey Lance to have to throw it, which is not really the way that their offense is built around. And that could force the game into basically falling into the Bucs' hand. I do think 49ers keep it close based on their defense, and they are very good at offense when they're working. So give me the Bucs in an absolute nail biter of a game, 30-28. I've got the Browns upsetting the Cleveland, I've got the Browns upsetting the Bills. This will probably be a very good game based on defense. I think the Browns shut down the ability of the Bills to run the ball, and they're going to force Allen to have to throw it every time. And throwing it against the Browns isn't exactly the easiest situation. They have a very good secondary that's improving like every game as those young studs that they have get older and older and older. So that does, that's not exactly a guaranteed thing when you play Cleveland, to just be able to throw the ball down the field, because they'll start picking it off. They'll start causing nightmares, stay in the pocket too long. They'll get to Josh Allen. So Cleveland will make you one-dimensional, and they're going to make you one-dimensional into throwing it. And that's, again, the Josh and Diggs can throw the ball, like the Bills can throw the ball around. But Cleveland, again, very good secondary, very good against the pass. And then I have questions about the Bills' defense a little bit, where I think like if it comes down to a super defensive game and which defense cracks first, I would think the Bills would crack first. Whereas with the Browns, I think they've got more of a surefire defense that's got a year. They're a year older because they were a young team. They're a young team, and they've got a more experience. I don't know, man. I could just see the Bills defense cracking first before the Browns, and that's why I'm taking the Browns. I think Stafford chokes in the divisional round, comes back late and falls short in a comeback attempt against the Green Bay Packers, so I'll take the Packers in a technical upset over the Rams. That's basically what I think will happen in that game. I think the Packers get out to like a 21-28 type lead, like a very big lead, and then all of a sudden Rams and Stafford come flying back into the game, and but they fall short, 28-24. Give me the Packers over the Rams. Oh shit, so that's did I forget a game? No, I didn't. Okay. That's the divisional playoffs. So all we have left now is the Browns and the Chiefs. And in the NFC, all we have left is the Packers and the Bucs. These are the four teams I think. Oh shit. All right, well that one's already done. I have the Browns upsetting the Kansas City Chiefs, and probably what will be giving me a lot of shit in my comments. Remember, this is my opinions. Please don't be too brutal about everything. I mean, you can disagree, but just, don't be you don't gotta be a dick about it. Again, this is where you can leave comments why you disagree, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. This is a comment starter, I think. The reason I think this is they almost pulled it off last year, but they choked at the last second. It seemed like the Browns just as a team choked. The offense, the defense. And one has to wonder if a year of experience and sitting on that and figuring out how to not do that, and just that wisdom from that moment has changed the Browns. I feel like if they were to be placed in a situation like that again, where say it's a tie game and it's late and they have a chance to drive down the field and get it, they're going to remember that moment where they fell short last time, and probably that's going to be a source of like, I feel like that you grow from that, and it doesn't happen again if you're presented with that moment again. And I feel like this is the kind of game where that moment would arise. The NFL is a weird league where stuff like this always seems to like re-happen. And I really wouldn't be shocked if these two teams are the two teams left standing in the AFC. I don't think most people would disagree that this is the matchup, but I think most people disagree that the Browns could win this game. I think the Browns almost won that last one, and I think they could win it this time. They just can't choke. They just have to play into the moment. You know what I mean? It has to be. They just got to win. And I feel like a year of experience, everything's advanced for the Browns. Their defense is a lot better. Their offense is going to be improved. Stefanski's got more experience. Everything's just more. For the Chiefs, it's just another AFC Championship game. I'm wondering if that might get lost on them a little bit. I'm wondering about fatigue like they went through last year when we seen like their whole O-line all of a sudden just start getting hurt. That's just, they played too many games in so many seasons. That starts to wear on a body. And I'm wondering if that hits them again. I hope it doesn't, because that would kind of be like, well, Ed, enjoy your tainted AFC title, but I don't know. Again, I'm expecting to get a lot of shit on this, but I also think that, again, it's the moment situation. I think the Browns, if confronted, again, this is so hypothetical, man. This is just sitting out going, I think they're gonna, this and this, and I think, and this, I'm giving it the best I got. You know what I mean? And then who do you think I have winning this game? Green Bay plays Tampa Bay. And the Tampa side comes out on top by a field goal. Both teams win by a field goal in my scenarios here. So very close games. Neither team is really, I can't really talk much about the Chiefs or the Packers as bad teams. This is the AFC and NFC championship games. So take it as it is. The Packers seem to come up small. They don't really seem to be able to win this championship game. They didn't make, in my opinion, enough changes to where if they went back to that and played the Bucs or whoever, I still don't see where they made the changes needed to make that leap to get over a team like that. Whereas the Bucs, they're the same team, man. It's gonna be hard to beat them. Couldn't before. Why would they be able to now with not much changes on Green Bay? They're just gonna get lucky this time. They're just like, hey, we'll beat them. They'll beat us 9 out of 10. This is number one. Like what? Unless I'm missing a major change to Green Bay or something, but Randall Cobb, okay. And that's the issue, you know what I mean? It seems like these two teams are almost the same, Green Bay and Tampa. So I'm kind of trying to figure this out. I'm like, they're like the same teams they were last year. I'm going to have to go with Tampa on this one. I mean, Green Bay might keep it closer, but I still think Tampa takes it in the end. And that goes down to Super Bowl 56 to be played at LoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, which means it's the Browns versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A Super Bowl 3 years ago, 0% of people would have said would ever happen. But here we are. And I hate doing this because I really don't think it's a good idea to do what I'm about to do, but I'm really about to do it. I even hate putting Tampa back in the Super Bowl because I think it's so stupid to pick repeats. Whatever, dude. It's really hard to pick against Tampa Bay right now. Unless something catastrophic happens to Tampa, and knock on wood that nothing does for any of these two teams. And remember, this is all gotten hopefully none of these teams get hurt and deal with anything too major. It's so hard to pick against the Bucs right now. I'm not doing it. I don't care if that's the safest pick you've ever seen. What? Should have did this last year and I stopped myself, so I'm not doing that again. This is where the Cinderella story of Tampa Bay falls short, and it's just so hard to pick against the Bucs, man. When you look at that team, you're like, well, they're not very. They're old at. Yeah, but some of their old players are probably Hall of Famers. Yeah, but Brady. Yeah, my only argument is it's really hard to repeat in the NFL without. Never mind. They got a really good team. And just to be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills, Chiefs, or Browns won the AFC. I would be shocked if the Bucks didn't win the NFC though. That's how it breaks down for me. It was so hard to pick between those 3 teams. You guys have no idea. I was like, man, I don't know which team is winning the AFC. Is it the Bills, the Browns, or the Chiefs? And I went with the Browns. It was quite difficult to figure that one out. So please, again, let me know what you think down below. I'll be sure to comment back. What are your predictions for the playoffs? Who do you got winning the Super Bowl? These are the predictions I like doing the most. As you can tell, it's quite a little bit, it's about a decent long video. But yeah, so these are the ends of my predictions, except for my award ones, which will be coming out later this afternoon, after I'm done with a few things I got to take care of this earlier in the afternoon. So all right, thank you guys for listening. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, all that YouTube stuff. Thank you guys for watching all the videos. We're up almost to 6,400 subscribers, which is pretty cool. Thank you for listening whenever you do. If it's the morning, nighttime, whenever, afternoon, right now. I just kind of creep myself. I'm like, wait, what if someone was listening right now? I'm just standing at my window like, thanks for the predictions, asshole. And they run off. I'd be like, huh. But I don't know. No one listens, by the way, to the end of these. And I know because I say random things like this and no one ever goes, dude, what's up with the end of your recordings? It's like, do you mean to cut those out? Nope. But anyway, remember, comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Just leave it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for listening. Again, have a great day or night or, again, afternoon. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I can't believe the season's here. Woo!